Hey, horror fans! Before we dive into today's review, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let's get into it. Horror comes in many forms. Sometimes it's pure entertainment, jump scares, blood, and creepy creatures. But then there are films that go deeper, using horror as a shell for something more profound. Llanto, or The Wailing, the debut feature by Spanish director Pedro Martín-Calero, is exactly that kind of horror. A slow-burning, mind-bending experience that leaves you questioning everything. At first glance, the plot seems familiar. Andrea, a young woman living in modern-day Madrid, starts experiencing terrifying visions linked to a mysterious family curse. Then, just as we think we have a grip on the story, the film shifts dramatically. Suddenly, we're in late 90s Argentina, following two film students, Camila and Marie, who are unknowingly connected to Andrea's nightmare. The connection between them? A horrifying old man in black, visible only through a camera lens, haunting them across time and space. This structure isn't just a gimmick, it builds tension masterfully, making the audience feel as lost and helpless as the protagonists. The film's non-linear storytelling is reminiscent of David Robert Mitchell's It Follows, another movie where an unstoppable force hunts its victims, indifferent to logic or morality. But unlike It Follows, which had a clear set of rules, The Wailing thrives on uncertainty. There are no safety measures here, no guidelines to survive, just pure dread. The good. What The Wailing gets right: atmosphere over jump scares. If you're tired of predictable horror beats, you'll appreciate the film's slow-burning unease. The cinematography plays with light and shadow, turning mundane spaces into nightmarish landscapes. Frequent strobe effects and eerie choral chants create an overwhelming sense of disorientation. A horror puzzle worth solving. This isn't a film that hands you easy answers. Every shot, every scene carries meaning, rewarding viewers who pay close attention. The themes of trauma, family, and fate are woven into the story, giving it an emotional weight rarely seen in supernatural horror. A villain. Unlike any other, the old man in black isn't just another ghostly figure lurking in the shadows. He's more than that. An unrelenting, almost demonic presence that doesn't just scare his victims, but completely unravels their reality. His connection to Andrea, Camila, and Marie runs deeper than just haunting them. It's personal, like a curse passed through generations. The not-so-good, where The Wailing stumbles, pacing issues. The movie takes its time setting up the story, which might test the patience of viewers expecting a more traditional horror film. Some moments feel stretched out, while others, especially in the final act, feel rushed. Lack of clear rules. While the ambiguity works in the film's favor, some horror fans may find it frustrating that The Wailing never fully explains the entity's origins, motives, or limitations. Unlike The Ring or A Nightmare on Elm Street, where the villain's nature is well defined, The Wailing keeps things deliberately vague. Divisive ending. If you love open-ended horror films, you'll probably appreciate the way this one wraps up. But if you prefer closure, be prepared for a finale that raises more questions than it answers. Fans of It Follows, Smile, and Hereditary will feel right at home with The Wailing. Like those films, it leans heavily on psychological horror rather than cheap thrills. There's also a clear nod to J-horror classics like The Ring and Huan, The Grudge, particularly in how technology, cameras, screens, and recordings, becomes a bridge between our world and the supernatural. And for eagle-eyed viewers, Andrea's striped sweater feels like a subtle wink to A Nightmare on Elm Street. A reminder that nightmares aren't just dreams, but something much worse. If you're looking for a horror film that's more than just a series of scares, one that gets under your skin and lingers long after the credits roll, then The Wailing is absolutely worth your time. It's unsettling, thought-provoking, and visually striking. But be warned, this isn't your typical ghost story. It's an experience that demands your full attention and leaves you with more questions than answers. Now it's your turn. Have you seen The Wailing? What's your take? Brilliant horror or just confusing? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dive horror content. See you in the next one.